Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing well. I have to be honest with you. I have been unmotivated for the past couple weeks, mainly because where I live, we went through a major heat wave. Like, it wasn't. Now, a heat wave for us is 30 degrees Celsius, and we had and it has to be over 3 days. And it was over 3 days a few times, and then it would go down a little bit. But it was like a steady humidity and heat, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. So I am struggling to try to get back into, doing stuff, doing stuff on the channel. And I'm sorry if it seems like I don't want to. I do want to. It's just I don't have the motivation at the moment because I just. Oh, but we got it. It was weird. In the end of August, it just all of a sudden broke. It's like September started. It's like, oh, it's fall. Okay, well, we'll just drop the temperature down to, 22, 23, where it's nice and comfy. And now it's like, well, I'd rather be outside doing something than doing this. But I love bringing you guys new stuff. And somebody asked me a question, so I thought, okay, let's do that. So he wanted to know about how I do how I add effects after I've already recorded something. So this is going to be like a multi-part thing because it's not just an easy thing. Like there's two different types of effects which you can think about, which is you have your track effects, which is you put your guitar distortion or you do something like that. You have like certain effects you do like to a track that you want just for that track, and then you have your mix down effects, which is generally your ambiance, reverb, and other things like that, just to fill out the background. And like I do a lot of mix down effects where I will use like slap back or and like some kind of echo chamber to give the sounds that way. And that's completely different than a track effect because mix down is more stereo bus. It's in the ether. It doesn't really get affected. And then there's inside the DP32, there's three different kinds of effects. You have your guitar effects, you have your send effects, and you have your input effects. So you've got three different settings there as well. Now your send effects would probably be, I would classify that as the same with mix down, where you're using it more for final mixes and you're doing, you're adding your reverb and that. But I will go through all that in this, series of videos that I'm about to do. So I'm going to start with reamping 101. It's simple stuff. So what I've done is I have recorded a track. Let me play it for you. So simple guitar track, nothing big. I did it direct. Just did it with my Telecaster, direct into the system, and that's how I recorded it. It was, it's clean, no effects on it, nothing. Didn't go through an amp, just straight direct in. That would be considered it would be a DI track as far as a studio would be concerned, because it is just from guitar to mixer, nothing in between, and that's what I wanted. So let's start with that. So I'm going to set up, and I'm going to do a quick setup of just a little amp, just something so I can show you how this works, and then you guys can see how I do it. So let's do that. Give me 10 minutes. Just kidding. I'll fade over quick, but it'll take me about 10 minutes to set it up. All right, so I've set up my acoustic amp, which I just did the review on. I guess it happened on Friday, and I'm doing this video. So this, like I said, simple setup. Just all you gotta do. So let me show you here. Let me see if we can pan in here. So I've recorded the track. Track one is going to be the vocal, or the mix. You can see that good. I'm just looking at my screen here to make sure it's good for you guys. Now, as you can see, oops, as I bang on this, fader is all the way down. Why is it all the way down? Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it through the speakers. I want to hear it through the amp. So that's first off. So how do I get it through the amp? Well, that's what your effect sends are for. So if I go to mixer, I have, oh, this one's hard to read. So let's go to menu, preference. Let me see if I can, dog just sat down. Okay, there we go. Maybe you can read it now. Now it's difficult for me to read. So let's go to mixer. So I have preset. Let's see if I can get in there a little closer for you. See, as you can see, pre is set, and I have it sending at 100. The volume is at 100. It goes up to 129. The reason why I only have it at 100 is because, or 127, sorry. I have it at 100 because otherwise it starts to get a little loud and chunky, and I wanted to actually turn the volume up on this thing a bit. So, oh great, now that died. Hang on a sec. Let's go back. So, yeah, so there you go. That's how I have it set up. So you do pre. Why do you do pre? Because pre doesn't get affected by the fader or anything else. It's more or less, it's whatever you recorded goes out and then comes back in. So if you want to play with it and you want to add some, I don't know, you want to change the EQ a bit on it, you got to do it through post. Then you're having a little more trouble because you're going to have to listen to it. This way you don't have to listen to it, so it's not going to come through the speakers. So let's go back to, then I have it coming from the effects out, and it's going, effects 1 send, and it's going into the amp on input 2 on this case, because this one's a vocal and a guitar one. So now, if I play the track, let's play the track. Now I'm using the chorus that's in the amp here to give it a little bit more of a different sound. I can turn it up. So now what I would do, that was a little loud, I know, because it blew the speaker. I saw it go right on the screen here. What I would do is, if I was going to now record with this, is I would set up another track to be the input of whatever comes from the amp, and then I would record it from that microphone. So I would put a microphone in front of it here. So I would put, looking for a microphone. I found the only one that doesn't work. So let's see. Now that I was going to do it, but okay, so I would set up my microphone. Yeah, this is busted. This is an old dead Shure microphone. But I would set it up as I want it, so like that, you know, proper setup for a microphone, and then I would record it. And then that way, since it's on pre, I'm not hearing it, I'm not hearing the amp through the system here, I'm hearing it through the microphone on the other channel. And yeah, so that way I can play with different settings on the amp. And I love doing this. This is something which I know that, you know, if you see me record, I do this a lot. I will do a direct line record because I want to be able to play with stuff. And yeah, that's what this is. So this is just like I said. This is an easy way. Well, this is the easiest way to reamp, is just send it out and in. You have 2 effect sends, so you can do stuff like send it to 2 different amps at the same time. See if you get do a kind of a weird blend. I've done that too. I've done so many different things this way. You can do this with vocals. You can do this with any instrument. Any track you've recorded, you can effect send it out and bring it back in on a different track and do what you want with it. That is how you get around the issue of, well, how do I add effects to it afterwards? This is one way. This is if you want to do a track effects. That's why I did it with the amp here. I just wanted to show you. This is how I would get around doing it. I think I'm going to try some stuff with this. I'm starting to, now that it's getting cooler again, I'm starting to get ideas and things. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out. I will talk to you later. Bye.